Hello everyone, my name is Jonah and today I'll be discussing Lyme disease, a tick-borne bacterial infection that has become one of the most significant vector-borne diseases in the United States and across the world. I'll be covering the pathogen, how it's transmitted, its symptoms, how it's diagnosed and treated, and how AI is being used to improve prevention and management. Lyme disease is caused by Borrelia burgdorferi, a spiral-shaped bacterium known as spirochete. Its corkscrew form allows it to move through tissues and evade immune responses. The bacterium is transmitted by black-legged ticks, also known as Ixodes scapularis. These ticks acquire the bacteria from small mammals, usually white-footed mice, during their larval feeding stage. As they grow into nymphs and adults, they can transmit Borrelia to humans through their bite. Once inside the body, the bacterium can move to joints, the hearts, and the nervous system. It changes the surface proteins to avoid detection by immune system and makes the infection persistent and sometimes difficult to treat. For transmission, humans get infected when an infected tick stays attached for at least 36 to 48 hours. The tick needs this much time for the bacteria to migrate from its gut into its salivary glands, then into the human bloodstream. Because nymphs are so tiny, about the size of a poppy seed, most people don't notice they've been bitten. Lyme disease isn't spread from person to person or through food or air. Prevention focuses on avoiding tick bites, wearing protective clothing, using insect repellents, checking the body for ticks after being outdoors, and promptly removing any that are found. For symptoms, the first stage is early localized infection, which happens days to weeks after the tick bite. The most recognizable sign is a red rash called erythema migrans or the bullseye rash, often accompanied by fever, fatigue, and muscle aches. If untreated, Borrelia spreads through the bloodstream, causing the early disseminated stage. This may include facial paralysis, meningitis, or heart rhythm problems. Months later, the late disseminated stage can cause the chronic arthritis, memory problems, and nerve pain. With early antibiotic treatment, almost everyone recovers fully, but if left untreated, Lyme disease can lead to long-term complications. For diagnosis and treatment, doctors usually diagnose Lyme disease based on symptoms, tick exposure, history, and lab tests. The CDC recommends a two-step process, an ELISA test followed by a Western blot to confirm antibodies. Treatment typically involves antibiotics such as doxycycline, amoxicillin, and cefoxitin. More severe cases, like those affecting the brain or heart, may require intravenous ceftriaxone. Most people recover quickly through some develop post-treatment Lyme disease syndrome with fatigue or pain that can last for months. This seems to be related to immune system inflammation rather than an ongoing infection. Lyme disease is the most common vector-borne illness in the US, with around 476,000 cases each year. It's especially common in the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, and Upper Midwest. Outdoor workers, hikers, and children who play in grassy or wooded areas are at higher risk. Artificial intelligence is now playing an important role in managing Lyme disease. Machine learning models are being trained to analyze patient data, lab results, and even skin lesions photos to improve early detection. AI-based mapping systems can also predict tick population surges based on climate and vegetation data, helping public health agencies issue warnings and allocate resources more effectively. In summary, Lyme disease is preventable but serious bacterial infection. Understanding its life cycle, recognizing symptoms early, and using antibiotics promptly are key to recovery. With continued research and the help of AI, scientists are improving both diagnosis and prevention strategies. These are my references, and thank you for listening.